Salem is about to erupt. Just when Chad DiMera thought he'd found peace with Kat Green, the perfect love story turns into a ticking time bomb. His son's rebellion, Rachel Black's secret plan, and a storm of lies ready to explode. No one saw this betrayal coming, and once the truth hits, hearts will break, alliances will shatter, and love itself may not survive. Is this the end of Kat and Chad, or the beginning of Salem's next great tragedy? It began with one whispered rumor, and a lie too sharp to ignore. Thomas DiMera has always been the heart of his family, the boy who still leaves space at the dinner table for the mother he lost. But even hearts that pure can fracture. And Rachel Black knows exactly how to exploit those cracks. Rachel's a prodigy of manipulation, Salem's youngest troublemaker with a mind as calculating as her mother Kristen's. When she spots Thomas's discomfort over Chad's growing closeness to Kat Green, she seizes the opportunity. With an innocent tone and a poisonous smile, she begins to feed him doubts. "Kat's trying to be your mom," she suggests softly. "She even talks like her sometimes, doesn't she?" It's just enough to twist the knife. The idea lingers in Thomas's head like an echo he can't silence. He starts watching Kat's every move, the way she sets the table, the way she looks at his dad, and each detail fuels his anger. Rachel doesn't need to shout to cause chaos. A few words, a little suggestion, and suddenly, she's turned grief into ammunition. She's played this game before, breaking Brady and Chloe apart, driving Ava out of town, but this time, she's targeting a DiMera. And that means the fallout could burn everyone. For years, Thomas has been Chad's little shadow, loyal, curious, and old enough to understand loss. But he's also old enough to recognize betrayal. When Rachel tells him about Chad's secret romance with Kat, it's more than gossip, it's a bombshell. To Thomas, Kat isn't just a stranger. She's a threat to the memory of Abigail, the mother he adored. The anger builds quietly, then bursts in spectacular fashion. During the October 6th episode, viewers saw the eruption. Thomas blurting out Chad's secret relationship to Jennifer Horton Devereaux, his grandmother, knowing full well she despised Kat. That wasn't a childish outburst. It was a precision strike. A calculated move designed to wound his father the way he feels wounded himself. "Grandma," he says bitterly, "Dad's with Kat now. She thinks she's mom." The silence that follows is suffocating. Jennifer's disappointment hits Chad like a wave, but what hurts more is realizing who delivered the blow. This is the beginning of Thomas's transformation. His sadness has turned into resentment, and his trust into rebellion. Rachel's voice becomes the one he listens to most. Her whispers echo like gospel. If you want to protect your dad, you have to open his eyes. But protecting someone by destroying them? That's how DiMeras are made. Don't let the sweet smile fool you. Rachel Black is a mastermind in miniature. Every glance, every word, every tear is deliberate. She's her mother's daughter through and through, a blend of intelligence, obsession, and emotional precision. Her friendship with Thomas isn't about bonding. It's about control. Rachel sees Thomas's confusion and grief as raw material, clay she can mold. "We both just want to protect our dads," she tells him, painting herself as his ally. "Sometimes you have to do bad things, for the right reasons." In that moment, she becomes his guide, leading him into Salem's most dangerous territory, manipulation disguised as love. Rachel's motives are twisted but believable. She's watched her father's heart get shattered time and time again. To her, romance equals pain. So when she sees Chad falling for Kat, another woman who could replace a lost love, she decides she'll save him before history repeats itself. But saving people isn't really Rachel's goal. Deep down, she craves control. Chaos makes her feel powerful. Each time she pulls a string and people dance, she feels seen, something she rarely gets in her fractured family. Her plan is simple and chilling. Turn Thomas against Kat, make Chad choose between love and family, and watch the perfect romance implode from within. Rachel doesn't need to break hearts herself. She just needs to give others the tools to do it for her. And this time, her student may outgrow the teacher. Chad DiMera stands at a crossroads, torn between the woman who brings him hope and the children who define his heart. He's been here before, haunted by loss, torn by duty, and trapped by the DiMera curse. Every ounce of happiness comes with a devastating cost. Losing Abigail carved a wound that never closed. Now, Kat's presence threatens to reopen it. Every glance from Jennifer feels like silent judgment. Every word from Thomas cuts deeper than he'll ever admit. "You're trying to replace Mom," the boy's eyes seem to say, and Chad feels the accusation like a blade twisting in his chest. He loves Kat, but love feels selfish when your children are hurting. Yet, he can't let go. She's the first person to make him smile again. Still, every night, he lies awake wondering if his happiness is worth the pain it causes his son. Kat becomes the easy scapegoat, the lightning rod for everyone's grief. Salem whispers that Chad has moved on too soon. Even he starts to believe it. So the question looms: should Chad protect the woman he loves, or surrender her to prove his loyalty as a father? In Salem, there's no right answer, only heartbreak, whichever path you choose. For Kat Green, this love story is turning into a slow-motion collapse. What began as comfort in the arms of a widower is now a battlefield she never saw coming. At first, she told herself the tension would fade. Jennifer would warm up eventually. Thomas just needed time. But as the days stretch into weeks, she begins to feel it, the coldness in every room she enters, the forced smiles that never reach anyone's eyes. Thomas refuses to look at her. Jennifer's polite tone is laced with frost. And Rachel? Rachel lurks in the corners, all innocence and poison, dropping phrases like, "You're not like Abigail. My dad says no one could ever be." Each word chips away at Kat's confidence. She begins to question herself, her motives, her worth, even her place in Chad's life. Every dinner feels like an interrogation, every hug feels temporary. She can sense Chad's growing guilt, the distance in his touch. One evening, she catches her reflection in the mirror and barely recognizes the woman staring back. "What am I even doing here?" she whispers. Rachel wants her gone, and Salem may get its wish. But if Kat decides to stay, she might just uncover the ugly truth, that this wasn't about jealousy at all. It was a game, and she's been the pawn all along. The chaos that follows is inevitable. Rachel and Thomas, two children with broken hearts and dangerous minds, are about to form the most unexpected alliance in Salem. Once bitter rivals, they now share a common mission: to tear apart the romance they believe has poisoned their families. What starts as small acts of rebellion quickly turns into psychological warfare. Whispered lies, misplaced letters, emotional traps designed to make Kat look guilty, manipulative, and trustworthy. Rachel guides every move, her intelligence masked behind a child's face. Thomas, desperate for validation, follows her lead. Together, they become unstoppable, a storm no adult sees coming until it's too late. But even Salem's sharpest schemers lose control eventually. Rachel's plan starts to unravel as Thomas pushes too far, consumed by emotions he doesn't understand. And when Chad finally uncovers the truth, that his son has been used, the fallout will be brutal. Will Chad forgive Rachel? Will he understand his son's pain? Or will this be the moment that ends not just his romance, but his faith in love itself? Because once the DiMera darkness takes root, it never really lets go. So, what do you think, Days fans? Has Rachel become Salem's youngest puppet master, or is she just another child lost in the shadow of broken families? Can Kat survive the storm closing in around her, or will she walk away before the DiMeras destroy her completely? And most chilling of all, is Thomas DiMera about to follow his father's path, or his grandfather's? Drop your theories in the comments, hit like if you live for the drama, and don't forget to subscribe. Because in Salem, every secret finds its way to the light, but never without a little heartbreak first.